Hey guys, and welcome back to the Crazy Cozy Corner. So for this video, it's going to be over a few days. I'm mixing it up a little bit with this month's reading wrap up. I'm mixing it with a little bit of a vlog because I'm a little nervous filming in public, so it's not necessarily long enough to be its own video. So we're smushing them together because I had fun. So we're going to talk about those books, which I've already recorded. So you'll see that. And then I'll meet you back for the reading wrap up. Don't judge my hair, okay? I just took off a beanie because I did a little run. Okay, so randomly I decided I was gonna train for a 5K, whatever. But since I studied, I'm sorry if you hear the dishwasher in the back, sorry. But if I studied, did the housework I needed to do, and did my run, I get to take myself on a little solo date. So I'm gonna go wash up and then take myself to Barnes & Noble. Best date ever, right? Okay, so I am ready and I'm gonna go brave the cold now. I'm back from my Barnes & Noble haul date thing, and I have my haul. There we go. I'm back from my little solo date. I'm sorry I didn't record too much. I was a little shy because I've actually never filmed in public with people walking around before, so you literally got one clip. But I spent like 2 hours there debating on how many books I should get because I had gift cards, and that's the only reason I went to Barnes & Noble, because I don't really want to spend my own money right now. But I had gift cards and I didn't pay a cent. What I'm really upset about is that I didn't scan my rewards card, and so I'm gonna have to contact customer support to get those points, because there's at least 11 points, because it's like a point for every $10 you spent, right? So I would like my points. But the fun part is the books. Okay, so this big boy, the scary one, is Brandon Sanderson, The Wave Kings. This is the first book in the Stormlight archive. It is a very, very hefty book. Oh, it's not as long as people were saying. That's not too bad. I mean, for the first one in the series, I might cry. Oh, it does hit the 1,000-page mark. That's cool. It's 1,001 pages. Hold on, I'm getting a call. So I got this one, but this wasn't the only Brandon Sanderson book. I got the Mistborn because it looks a little bit shorter, but somehow I find the writing, like the spacing and everything, to be very pleasing. And so I was like, I wanted to get this one as well to see which series I wanted to continue first. I got this little rendition of the Nutcracker. I've never actually read it. I've only seen the ballet and the Barbie Nutcracker. So I think this is really cool, but it has little illustrations. Isn't that cute? And then I got Wicked. Okay, I thought this was the cutest cover. And of course, as I was carrying it around in my little basket, I had to mess up the copy. Love that for me. But I got one of these for me, and I got another one for someone who mentioned that they wanted a copy because someone had given them a copy, but they didn't really understand it at that time, so they didn't keep it, and so they want it now. So I got it for them. But it was it's the Broadway cover. Yeah. So got this one for them, and then that one for me. But then I got a Dark and Drowning Tide, and I believe Carrie Can Read, or Carrie Cakes, one of those two channels, which is the same person. But I think she talked about this one I could be completely wrong because whatever. But this one looks good. It's like 2 people on a boat. Their mentor or something gets murdered and they have to like band together even though they're rivals. And so to solve that, it looks cute. And then I guess this is my last one. It was heavy, so it felt like a lot more. But I got Unwind. This seems scary. Yeah, I'm very interested to see. This is book 1, right? Yes. And so, like, the premise kind of scared me, but I'm intrigued. So it says, Connor, Risa, and Lev are running for their lives. The Second Civil War was fought over reproductive rights. The chilling resolution, life is inviolable from the moment, from the moment of conception until age 13. Between the ages of 13 and 18, however, parents can have their children unwound, whereby all of the children's organs are transplanted into different donors, so life doesn't technically end. Connor is too difficult for his parents to control. Risa, a ward of the state, is not talented enough to be kept alive. And Lev is a tithe, a child conceived and raised to be unwound. Together they may have a chance to escape and to survive. That, like I said, sounded super interesting. But yeah, those were the 2, 4, 6, and then the one for my friend. So the 7 books I was able to get, but I had a bunch of gift cards from my graduation and stuff, and other things, but mostly my graduation. And so I was able to get all of these books without spending anything, which made me very happy. But yeah, that's my little haul. I'm starting to try to be comfortable going out and doing things by myself because I'm a homebody. I like to stay home. So it was good to go. Oh, and then after I paid, like, I was doing a little dance because I drank a lot of water before going, and then I was like just looking at books for 2 hours, and then I was like, oh, I really gotta pee, but I need to check out because I can't take the books into the bathroom with me. That'd be weird. And so I went and paid, and I'm like sweating because like I'm carrying the books, I'm carrying my heated jacket, I'm like wearing a long sleeve shirt, and it's warm in the Barnes & Noble, and so I'm like very warm. And you know, like how when your body is very overwhelmed, like I was overwhelmed with the urge to pee, and so then I'm like booking it to the bathroom so that I could relieve myself so that I didn't die. But then after that I went to the local Starbucks in there and got myself a sugar cookie almond milk latte, and it tasted better this time. I think I tried it last year, didn't like it, forgot that I didn't like it until after I ordered it already, but it was okay this time. I enjoyed it. And I read a little bit of a book, but then it was 8:30 and I was like, I want to come home. So that's what I did. So now I'm going to get in my pajamas and read the rest of my emotional agility book. Maybe. We'll see. And then I'm going to go to bed because I have to wake up early tomorrow because I have things to do. People will see. Oh. Bye. Hey guys. I am definitely in the Christmas mood. The books that I read in November obviously aren't. Oh, well, there's one that we're going to talk about that kind of reflects the Christmas mood. But it is now December 3rd. That was not 3 fingers, but there was 3 fingers here. So it's December 3rd now. But me and Ralph the Ginger Deer are here to talk about the books that I read in November. So first, we're starting off with a 3-star book. It was The Dead Cattail Assassins. So I'm trying to get into reading shorter books, novellas and stuff like that, because sometimes you need something quick and easy to run through that's closer to like 200 pages than 600, which is usually what I'm gravitating towards, is because like world building and lots of stuff going on in fantasy, they're large books, i.e. the Brandon Sanderson books that I got. But it's about it's like second life. It's her second life. She doesn't remember anything from her first life. She's still the same, maybe. It talks about, like, it's parallel universes, goddesses. We talk about, I guess, several goddesses and gods and stuff, but there's one in particular that I can't remember the name of that they serve. The only thing that, like, it might have been a 4-star for me was if I could tell what the goddess was saying at the end of the book. It's newer, so there's no, like, when I looked, there wasn't any, like, translation of what she was saying. And usually if you're gonna, like, do some, like, so the book is, I don't know if its original language is English. If not, like, my bad. But the book I read was written in English, and so, like, you would try to, like, misspell words to where they kind of still look or sound like the English word that's supposed to be said. But I struggled so hard trying to read the goddess's dialogue that, like, it killed the ending for me. It would have been, like, a solid ending if I could understand. Now, that's on me, not necessarily, like, the book or the author. But if I could, like, to that author, please, like, put out a translation, like, in the back of the book, so that if someone can't understand what was intended, like, they can look and see what it would be in plain English and kind of, like, still get the gist. But I mean, that was really it. It was a cute time. It was, like, short and, like, snappy. I enjoyed it. So next, I actually, though I rated it 3 stars, I really liked it, but it's a Christmas book. So, I mean, nothing super revolutionary, but it was a home for the holidays. And the vibes I got at first were kind of like, you know, romance, but like, from the book cover, it's like, it's cutesy. So I'm like, cutesy must equal romance, right? No, that's not how it works. But super cute cover. I liked it. It was, like, simple, but anyways, very, like, it just, very little romance. And I enjoyed how the romance went. Like, it was more, like, definitely subplot than, like, main focus, which the main focus was, like, grief and moving on, how you realize you may not have known someone while they were alive because maybe something happened to them and they just weren't who they once were, you know? I really liked it. Thankfully, I have not had to deal with, like, close people to me dying. Like, I've lost pets and I've lost distant relatives and stuff like that, but, like, no one, like, and it's world shattering no matter who dies, because death is just, it's not fun. It's like someone is affected, but for me, it just, like, it hasn't been someone that was an everyday part of my life or a frequent part of my life. And so, like, I haven't had to deal with grief like that. So I can't speak to how the grief was portrayed, if it was, like, beautifully done or not. But for me, it's, like, how she wasn't very close with her mom, but, you know, she loved her mom. And so it was, like, a kind of dichotomy of, I hope I use that correctly, like, how, like, she was grieving, but she wasn't around her mom, so it was, like, it was weird. But it was good. Oh, I should probably say who it's by. So The Cattail Assassins is by Clark P. Djèlí, and Home for the Holidays is by Taylor Hahn. So next was A Storybook Wedding. That was a 2-star for me, and honestly, I can't remember anything about it. That's rough. Oh my. I don't remember anything. Nope. So obviously, very forgettable. To me, it might have been good. I think it was a cutesy little romance. Oh gosh, that's embarrassing. Like, I remember the cover. I just don't remember anything about it. Oops. So A Storybook Wedding is by KJ Micciche, according to the YouTube video that I just listened to so that I could say her name. His name? Their name. their name correctly. Moving on, because that's really embarrassing that I don't remember anything about it, is City of Ashes, which is the second book in the Mortal Instrument series by Cassandra Clare. I rated it 2 stars. I think I've talked about it recently. I don't know why. Why did I talk? Oh, okay, it's not even out yet. Okay, cool. There's a TBR video coming soon, kind of trying to tackle the TBR box. It's going, okay. I rated this one 2 stars, and I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if we didn't focus on the incest as much. It's just not my style. I guess different times. I think incest has always been weird, and I like maybe there's just something in my like brain that I'm just like, there's something with me that I don't understand, like why. I know we like books aren't supposed to be exactly reality, which I understand, but I guess I don't understand that much. So like when the action is actually happening and the plot is actually plotting, it's actually a pretty good series, but we just focus way too much on the relationship between Clary and what's his face. Obviously I don't care. Jace. Okay, Clary and Jace. Like, I know that, spoilers, I know that they're not actually related, like we find that out, but it's just a weird plot to have, a weird like tidbit, and like not for me. Not yucking anybody's yum, but it's a rough read. And thankfully I had an audiobook to go through it, but it wasn't for me. So next I read Radiant, His Light, Your Life for Teen Girls and Young Women by Priscilla Shirer. I rated that 3 stars. It's a nonfiction book, just kind of about my identity in Christ, and what I believe and stuff like that. So it was a good read. Actually, it was like a short book, and so I finished it pretty quick for a nonfiction book for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, I read The Angel Experiment, which is The Maximum Ride, another book that I talk about in my TBR video that will one day come out when I finish one of the next books that I'm going to be hopefully finishing this month. But Maximum Ride is about these genetically altered kids, and they were saved from the school, which is basically the lab that they were kept in, and they were able to live a few years out in the wild with this person named Jeb. Well, Jeb goes missing, and they're basically taking care of themselves. Well, they get tracked down, and so it just follows the adventures of trying to save one of the flock, which is one of the 6, like there's 6 of the angel kids, and one of them gets taken back to the school, so they go and try to save that one, and that's basically the whole plot. Definitely I think it could have been like shortened down. There was a lot of things that weren't super necessary, but I mean, I had a good old time. For 3 stars, so yeah, it was a good time. The chapters were very interesting, how they were like only about 2 or 3 pages each. I'm not used to that, but it made like being able to stop and like come back a lot easier. It was weird because it would sometimes stop like mid-action and like start up at the same place in the next chapter, so it was just a little bit different than what I'm used to, but whatever. And then we're getting close to the end. I read The Knife of Never Letting Go, Chaos Walking, by Patrick Ness. I rated it 3 stars, so that's pretty good. I think for some reason I went into it thinking about like a zombie apocalypse, and that is definitely not what it was. And so that like I think is why I didn't enjoy it as much. Yeah, I have no idea why I thought it was a zombie apocalypse, but it's weird. You're following this young kid, and everybody has noise, And so you can hear everybody's thoughts, and he thinks that there's only men left on this planet. And eventually he finds out that might not be the case. And so you kind of just are on hit, like, with him and his companion. Micciche, the cutest little doggo. Okay, if you know, you know. Never read books with dogs in them. It's never safe. Whether Micciche lives or dies, I don't know. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it. But I don't have any motivation to continue the series. It had a cliffhanger, but I don't care enough to figure out what happens. But that was that. And this one I finished December 1st, so it's going to count as a November book because I was reading it in November. I read Emotional Agility, Get Unstuck, Embrace Change, and Thrive and Work in Life. I rated it 4 stars. Actually, really, it's by Susan David. That one, I think, that pronunciation. I rated it 4 stars. It was actually really good. I think if you look at my past videos, I'm on a quest to emotionally regulate and become more emotionally aware and intelligent, and so that's the whole thing. I had some good, see, my issue with a lot of self-help books is that there's not a lot of actual pliable applicable knowledge. Like, how do you, so you say get over it. Okay, how do I get over that? Like, how do I put it into action? Like, a lot of people, like, a lot of books just don't give ideas for how to apply it. Where this one, there was several, like, moments where they were helping up, like, say, okay, so this is how we get unstuck. So we, like, notice the thought and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's probably not completely accurate, but there was ways to apply it, and I I enjoyed that because I sometimes need help from getting to point A to point C. Like, if there's not the connecting dot of point B, I get lost. I go woo, you know, to get here. And so, like, sometimes if you just help me put the dots together, it's a lot more enjoyable. But that was the last book that I read in November. I think that makes 8 books, but we'll talk about what I'm reading right now, because why not? So I'm starting, like, I read the introduction, of the Nutcracker. So I technically haven't started the book itself, but since I read in the book, it counts. So I started the Nutcracker because I'm gonna do, like, a little Christmas video book thing, spoilers, of all the Christmas books I have, because I don't have that many, so it works out. So I'm trying to get this done because this is the shortest of the 3. There you go. You know how many books. But it's just so pretty. But that's what I'm reading. And then this one is for the TBR video, is the host. I'm 80 pages in. I'm on chapter 9. And it's really weird that the love interest's name is Jared, because that's my brother-in-law's name, and so I'm like, this is weird, but it's fine. I'm going to finish the book because it seems like it has a interesting premise, and so, but I'm excited because I got the audiobook so that it can help me move it along a little bit quicker, because I can't always just sit down and read, and if I'm not super excited to read a book, like, I don't want to, like, I could be doing other things, and so, but yeah, so those are the 2 books that I'm currently reading. And yeah, we're gonna change camera angles and write down the books that I got from Barnes & Noble to put in the TBR box so that we have a more accurate count of what needs to be read, because I'm adding on and barely, like, making a dent and taking stuff off, because the Maximum Ride and the Cassandra Clare, both of those, like, may have been taken out of the TBR box, but 2 went back in because they're series. So we have book 3 in the Mortal Instruments, and then book 2, whichever, School's Out Forever, for Maximum Ride. So yeah, see you in 2.2. Okay, so here's the box. I actually found some more books from a previous Barnes & Noble encounter and some thrifting, so there's a little bit more than what I recorded. But these are going in the box, and we shall see them again one day. So this was fun, a little bit different, but I enjoyed it. So happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, Kwanzaa, happy December if you don't celebrate anything. From me and Ginger Deer to you, just Ralph, we want to wish that you have a great month, that people are kind and generous, that I know the holidays can be a hard time for a lot of people, especially if you've lost a loved one. And I just want you to know that I'm here, but also look at the world around you, that there's people there that will love you and take you in as family, even if you don't have your own, or if you do have your own, but it's not the most healthy environment. Just remember there's other people who would love to have you in their family. There's many reasons that these holidays can be hard, but because you exist, it makes the holidays worth it. So just remember that. But thank you so much for watching this November wrap up with a Christmassy feel. I love getting to share the random things with you, and I'm just so grateful that you guys take the time to watch. Love you. Have a great holiday. Maybe I'll start recording more. Maybe I won't. We'll find out. See you later. Bye.